Okay, so I was in kind of a bad habit loop where I've been going to bed very late and I'm waking up very late. And so I wanted to break the cycle where instead of going to the gym late tonight and then going to bed even later because of drive time and taking time to actually train and everything and then come back and then eating and everything because I still have two more meals to eat um, on the schedule, you know. Um, The alternative is I just kind of consolidated what would be the protein from my last two meals. Yeah, because so basically, like I'm having five meals right now, where like the first one is more of a smoothie, and then I have like carbs across three meals, and then my last one is sans carb, so no carb at all, just protein and veggies. So but it's equal part carb for those three middle meals, right? And so the idea is I just pulled out those carbs from the last or second to last meal, which is what I do anyway on my day off. So I just turned today into a day off. So I pulled those carbs out from the third kind of middle-ish meal. And then I just take the 8 ounce meat that would be in that fourth, 8 ounce meat that would be in the fifth, combined it to make it a pound and just have like one slightly larger last meal where it's consolidated. And so the idea being that I can just eat that with some veggies and go to bed early. So that's what I'll be doing. But it took, just a side note, it took like 5 minutes to, I have a pot here in the sink. But, I just put a pound of ground beef in here, used the masher. It took like 2 minutes to cook, not even. And then, I drained it. Here, hold on. Pardon the mess in the apartment. But you just drain it, and this contain the fat down below. And then I have a bag in the freezer that I store the grease in so it won't be going down the sink or anything. But anyway, I guess this is more of a reminder incentive for me and kind of a reminder for you too that like if you have an ideal schedule in your head like what I do where I was supposed to do like legs tonight and the difference between because I'm feeling kind of down in the weather, that's why I sound raspy and everything. I feel kind of sick, so I figure it'd be a net positive to rather like have the night off and just go to bed early-ish. Like it's 10 o'clock right now. I'm probably going to be in bed by 11-ish because I still have a little bit of steps to get in, like 1,000, something like that. So I'm gonna eat this, go for a light walk, and then get cleaned up and go to bed. But I figure like if I'm in bed well before midnight, that's way better than what I've been doing, which is like going to bed at like 4 or 5 sometimes. The average like 3, but that's still pretty late, because I'm still getting my 8 hours. But going to bed at like 3 or 4, and then waking up at like noon is not conducive for anybody. I mean, I can do it, but it's like, best case scenario, it's not that. So, it's weird, like, cognitively, physically, everything. I'm still okay when I do something like that because everything else is so dialed in. Like, I'm kind of able to get away with it, but it's definitely not optimal. And like even though I'm still progressing in certain ways, like I'm maintaining a certain amount of muscularity during the bulk, and like I'm staying decently lean and everything. And my strength is still kind of going up. It's not all happening as well and as efficiently as it could. So um, anyway, and oh, side note with the with that last meal, people complain about like not being able to get in enough protein and everything. Uh, a pound of meat is 100 grams of protein. So you figure like that took me like not even a minute to cook, right? Uh, the cost, yeah, because where I get it for like about $5 a pound. So you figure $5 for 100 grams of protein that's from a whole food source, that I can eat easily and it tastes good. It's decently lean, and if it's not lean enough, just buy leaner beef. You know, like it's not hard. And people say how do you get you know, 200 or 300 grams of protein in. It's like, dude, that took me not even a minute to cook. It's going to take me like 10 minutes to eat it, you know, and it didn't even cost $5. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem very difficult. It's pretty straightforward, but anyway. But yeah, pardon me. So anyway, this is just, again, kind of to give you an idea of like in terms of priorities, like, you know, your recovery should always be your priority, because if you're not able to recover properly and you're not healthy, then you're not going to progress the way that you want. And so, you know, even when, you know, you're in the middle of a bulk and you have a lot of time and everything, and you say to yourself like, oh, it's fine, you know, and I'm fortunate enough right now where I can kind of, you know, sleep when I want, that kind of thing. It's still, if you have the option, you know, I think it's always better to take a day, reset, and then get off on the right foot, you know, because today's Saturday. So, you know, worst case, I can just do an abbreviated kind of legs tomorrow, or it's not that big of a deal. It's still something rather than nothing. It'll get me off on the right foot for the week. And then it's like I didn't skip, I just moved it forward. So I'm not like not gonna do it. I'm just kind of taking the win by, you know, prioritizing my health and everything, and going to bed early. So anyway, I didn't mean to be redundant or talk in circles or anything, but yeah, just prioritize your recovery. It's always better to take a day, to just sacrifice one day out of the week, to just say, you know, I'll cut short, I'll get to bed early, start off on the right foot, and then hopefully the momentum carries on for the better throughout the week. And you're going to thank yourself for it either. I mean, I've never regretted going to bed earlier. You know, I wouldn't say I regret going to bed late, but I definitely don't feel as good, you know, especially if it's preventable. But anyway, so take this for what it's worth. And I guess still with anything else, like if you have any questions or whatever, just hit me up. But yeah,